Hi, it's Therese from Lost in Paper, and it's time to Give Me 5 with Penny Black. And today I have 5 cards using the Special Friends stamp set. So I'm going to get right into it. We've got heaps to do today, starting with a watercolor background using some black brushos. I've got some Bristol Smooth cardstock, spritzing it and actually tapping it away. It came out a bit darker than I want. And then I'm going to set this aside to dry. How beautiful is that? The colours in there are amazing. And this is the star of the show today. I've got the Special Friends stamp set and the coordinating cutout dies. And I'm going to be doing some very simple Copic colouring on these images. I have stamped them out in my Misty, and in a really cheat way, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I actually stamped the images twice. So I just flipped my paper around, my cardstock around, and stamped the same images twice. I'm only going to quickly show you the colouring of one of the set of critters. These are a real sort of fun storybook style image, and I just love the way they look, and they're perfect for so many different designs. And I will link another card that I've made using this particular stamp set earlier on, so you'll be able to see that here as well. I will list all the colours that I use today over at my blog, and the link will be in the description below. But I didn't do anything fancy. You can use any colours that you already have. I usually like to colour with my Copics from dark to light. Sometimes if I'm not sure where my shadows or my highlights are going to be, I'll colour those in first. It depends on the day, I think, and it depends on the image too sometimes. And one of the main reasons that I did stamp these images out in my Misty is I can restamp them after I've finished colouring, and that just crisps up the edges. I initially stamped them with Tuxedo Black, but then came in with my second stamp and used the Onyx Black. It's a nice dark black pigment ink. So I do want to create a mirror image of the hedgehog, and I'm just going to quickly walk you through this. This is a way that Jennifer Maguire shared, and I think it's brilliant. I've popped a piece of acetate in the corner of my Misty. I have removed the padding mat from the Misty, and I'm adding my tuxedo ink to the image, pushing that back into the corner. And the stamp that you see off to the side here is actually the reverse side of a stamp. So you just choose any large stamp that has a fairly busy, so it's going to stamp pretty flat. If you've got a block stamp, that would be even better, like just a solid stamp. And what I do is add the ink and pick it up onto the back of the stamp. So basically now that stamp is going to add the impression from the ink onto my cardstock. And because of the acetate trick for the image, I could actually add the ink twice. And then afterwards I did actually restamp it with the Onyx Black, and each time it's stamped in exactly the same spot. So I use the coordinating dies to cut out all my images except for the one that I did reverse stamp. I just simply cut that out with some scissors. There are some techniques to reverse die cut, but I wasn't going to, for the sake of half a minute, I just simply cut it out with my scissors. Now by this time my brusho panel has dried, and I'm adding some black silhouette images from the same stamp set and just randomly stamping those all over the panel. I've cut it down to just smaller than my card front, popping up one of the banner sentiments, which I have stamped and die cut. You might have seen me do that as well. And then popping up one of the sweet little rabbits. Look at the colours in that brusho. It's incredible. That's the black one. Who would have thought? Doesn't look black from here. Okay, so here's my little reversed hedgehog images, or one of them is mirrored, not the other one. And I just cut a border. This is from the Lovely Border. It's a nesting die set, and it actually does a negative die cut of the hearts. It's so sweet. I stamped a sentiment from the Love Sentiments set, and then add one of the hearts that I did colour with some Copic red and I just attached that with some matte medium to the little girl hedgehog. I think this would make a really sweet engagement card. And I did pop those little hedgehogs up. So my next card design is one where I just threw it all together. I've also stamped out quite a few different leaf images in different colour greens and used the coordinating dies to cut them out. A couple of the flowers, coloured them up with some Copics. This is a really multi-layered but still fairly flat card. The only things that I really popped up were the banner and the hedgehog. And it came together really quickly. I did add on some sort of neutral coloured cardstock that was adhered directly to my landscape card. It's a side fold landscape. I can't even speak today. Side fold landscape card. I've got 3 landscape cards today. It's really unusual for me. So this card design, I actually die cut. Now this is another one that does a negative die cut. It's called Cutout Wreath. And I wanted to add some of the berries behind. So to do that, I simply just selectively chose some of the areas where the circles are behind the image and added some Be Creative tape, and then I could just pop the berries on the adhesive side. That was really easy to do. I've popped that up on the front of a card that I did add some green cardstock to, stamped a sentiment from the snippet set, popped up a bow from the same set, and added a little squirrel. And now it's time for my final card already. I can't believe it. This card is probably my favorite from today, and it's probably because it uses this stamp set here, which is called Rose Garden. How beautiful is this set? I thought I wanted to give it a kind of a watercolory washy look, so I did some really messy Copic colouring on the actual rose images and also like on the base of the flower pot. It's nice to be able to mix and match your stamps, especially, you know, these cute little critters. You could pretty much like mix them with whatever style you want to create. They could make a beautiful sort of baby card. This particular card I thought would make a nice Mother's Day card. Also a thinking of you or hello. They really suit that style really well. I have added a sentiment to the front of my card, and this one's from a set called Smitten, which is a really sweet set. I've also added the bunny directly to the card front. I haven't done a lot of layering in today's cards. It's a bit unusual for me. And I did cut the base off the Rose Garden pot and then added a square. This is called the Square Frames. It's a nesting set and it's a really fun sort of set, and I kept it with the white on white and added some simple sequins. Thanks for watching, and remember there are lots of ways you can connect with Penny Black. So don't forget to like today's video and subscribe to the Penny Black YouTube channel. Visit Penny Black on Facebook and Instagram, and also check out their blog and website. I've linked all of those in the YouTube description box below, along with a link to my personal blog listing all of the exact supplies I've used making these cards. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Gimme 5, same but different cards with Penny Black, and I look forward to seeing you here next time. Bye!